Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Janki Jeevan. I belong to Syed Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi. Today we will discuss about the study of regional concept and regional geography. In geographical thought, introduction. Regional concept and regional geography, a historical perspective, is very important to discuss. The region and the regional geography have been a matter of discourse for scholars since Greek period. The word region comes from the Latin word that is regere, which means to manage. The region was regarded as the appropriate areal scale to manage parts of the kingdom and empire. In a broader sense, the region was defined as bounded area possessing some of the unity or organizing structure. Such a study of unified geographical phenomena on the region can be termed as regional geography. In fact, this branch of geography has been viewed as one of the oldest branch. This concept of the regional geography has been traced in the work of Herodotus in the 5th century BC. Herodotus describes threefold divisions of his known world, namely Asia, Europe and Libya. The Greek and the Roman period scholars regarded regional geography as descriptions of empire, routes, their armies and for searching wealth for the conquered lands. For example, Strabo laid down the foundation of regional geography through in his 17 books he used to describe human activities in a region. Such information would have been used by the military and political rulers. In addition, the word chronology associated with the regional concept has also been the oldest tradition in the geographical inquiry, which aims at the study of the areal differentiation of the earth's surface. Gradually, the importance of the regional approach to the geography grew during the Renaissance and the European colonial period. Various useful texts, maps describing the vegetations, population and the wealth of the new regions were created for the European rulers. Later, during the 19th century, each colonial expedition was followed by the writings in the form of books, maps, atlas of the travelled area. Therefore, a century regional geography had close relation with ruling European countries, trade companies, financial expedition. In this background of the common history between trade and geography, some of the publication like universal geographies and academic initiative of geographical societies like Royal Geographical Society had laid foundation of the regional geography. In fact, due to link between geography and trade, regional concept became a core theme for geography between the mid of 18th century and the end of 19th century. Scholars like Philippe Voiture, the French geographer, brought about the concept of pure geography and demarcated the region on the basis of river basin. Later, German geographer Christopher Gärtner supported the concept of the river basin as a basis of identification of the natural region. During this period, scholars from two schools of geographical thought, namely German and French, were competing. Scholars began to redefine the regional concept from the various perspectives. For example, German scholars came with the word of Landschaft or Landschaftskunde, that is Landschaft science, that is Landschaft science. Scholars give two meanings of Landschaft. One meaning is areal extent with some kind of geographical uniformity, and another meaning is tentative areas of earth in people's mind. Although writing on regional concept has been traced from pre-classical period to the modern time of the Ritter Hetzel, but both meanings of the Landschaft became popular only in the beginning of 19th century, especially in Germany. For example, Humboldt and Wimmer believed in the mental impression of aesthetic character of an area, but surprisingly, Penck's concept of the landscape did not include the man. He pointed out that a region of landscape must encompasses only the visible geographical phenomena. Likewise, French writer used the word pays in both meanings. In fact, landscape was analogous to Karl Sauer's concept of cultural landscape. As per the Sauer, natural landscape is transformed into cultural landscape through man's interaction with the nature in their cultural context and lifestyle. The contemporary American and British geographer used the word landscape as synonyms to the region. However, the word Landskapskunde, that is landscape science, was referred to the study of types of the regions and their classification on the various parameters. The regions are classified on the basis of variation of geographical features like physical, sociocultural and or both. While explaining the regional variation, Hattner focused on pattern of the geographical features resulting from mainly physical factors in region. Sulter concentrated on the study of distinct regional appearance resulted from interaction between the features. Sulter's concept of Kulturlandschaft, that is cultural landscape, seems to be similar to the French word pays. Actually, pays word refers to a small rural well defined area showing functional relationship between man and environment for centuries. Sulter was in favor of inclusion of man as a part of the landscape. Each region for landscape is characterized by some attributes like areal extent, location and the boundaries, etc. Attributes of the regions are like, there are so many basic attributes of a region which are being discussed as follows. Every region has actually areal extent. Each region has spatial extent with some sort of homogeneity in its physical and cultural characteristics. For example, Thar Desert, Bundelkhand regions in India and the Sahara Desert in Africa. Regions have also locations. Each region are often expressed in relation with its regional name. For example, South Asia, Southeast Asia, etc. The region has also boundaries. Each region has a boundary. This boundary could be either well defined or transitional in nature. For example, the Himalaya region and the Telugu region, that is in India. Regions may be actually formal or functional. An area is defined as formal if there is homogeneity in its physical and cultural features. For example, Deccan Plateau, the monsoon regions, etc. After 1960s, geographers inclined to demarcate the functional region. A functional region is a dynamic concept which are demarcated on the basis of functional interaction and connections. Its boundaries changes over the space and time depending upon interchanges of goods and services between core and surrounding areas. For example, city region is actually Delhi national capital region is city region that is demarcated on the basis of supply of milk, fruits, vegetables and newspapers. Regions are hierarchically actually arranged. Regions vary in types and size. For example, Indo-Gangetic plains have many regions of second order like Upper Ganga plain and Lower Ganga plains. Therefore, regions are hierarchically arranged. Besides, regions are of different types, that is called typology of the region. The regions may be classified on the various parameters. The regions may be based on physical characteristics, cultural characteristics and amalgamation of physical and cultural variables. As discussed previously, based on functionality, the region may be either formal and functional. Based on physical characteristics, regions are being discussed as follows. Physical regions, it is a kind of formal region that is based on single physical characteristics. Some are main physical regions are as follows. Landform regions. The landform regions are delineated on the basis of relief, structure, configuration and genesis and age. Like for example, Himalaya region and Brahmaputra valley are the good example of the physical region. Another is climatic region, an area with the homogeneity in the various combination of climatic elements like temperature, rainfall is termed as the climate region. For example, Indian monsoon region. Another region is called cultural region, an area with the homogeneity in the various combination of the culture and cultural elements is defined as the cultural region. For example, population region, linguistic region, religious region, etc. The another type is political region. In modern time, boundaries of the political regions are well defined after careful survey. Boundaries of the national state or nation state is good example. Political boundaries in the national state or nation state may not be permanent, which is subjected to change as a result of internal and external pressure. The fall of the Berlin Wall in Germany is a very good example of this. Another reason is economic region. The economic regions are defined on the basis of homogeneity in economic activities and resources over the space. The economic regions has been widely used for planning and solving the problems like poverty, hunger, underdevelopment and malnutrition. Another reason is mental region, and that is also called mental map. People carrying mental image of certain place which is termed as the mental map. The mental images may constitute some sort of political, social, cultural and economic values. The mental images of same place differs from one person to another person or community from one community to another community. For example, mental map of the tribe differs from those of the not actually non-tribes people. Another is natural resource region. The resource regions are delineated on the basis of homogeneity in the nature and types of the natural resources. For example, natural gas region, coal region, iron region in Jharkhand and different part of the world. Another region is urban regions, that is also called metropolis region. There are uniformity in urban activities like production, exchange, administration, distribution and consumption in a region. Such region is defined as a formal region. Urban regions are defined on the basis of interaction and interaction between the center and periphery. Such actually area is defined as a functional region. For example, city region where people surrounding area comes to the central place for getting various services and goods. Such cities may be hierarchically actually structured. For example, German scholar Chris Taylor actually in his central place theory explains hierarchical structure of the urban centers and the region. In some urban actually vast region, there are continuous stretch of large and small cities. For example, in USA, northeastern seaboard is the leading megalopolis region where there is continuous stretch of urban and suburban areas from New Hampshire to the North Virginia, from the Atlantic coast to the foothills of the Appalachian mountain. In reality, majority of the urban regions are functional in nature. Another concept is regionalism. Regionalism is a basically sub-nationalism and political concept. It is a movement which seeks to politicize the territorial predicaments of its regions with the aim of protecting its regional interest. Generally, regionalism evolves on the basis of some social cultural characteristics like ethnicity, caste, creed, language, color, culture. Sometimes local leaders use this concept for achieving the greater autonomy and the local power, especially political and economic power. In fact, it is political rhetoric and self-assertiveness based on deep seated mistrust between central government. Regionalism opposes the pan-cultural concept. Despite globalization and modernization, regionalism is widely observed in the both developed and developing countries across the world. Sometimes regionalism may help in solving some local social, political and economic problems, but it is one of the big obstacles in the nation building process or national integration. Even in India, some emerging trends of regionalism are being observed in some states like Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Maharashtra, Punjab, Kashmir, Tamil Nadu, etc. Such kind of subnationalism, actually nationalism, has already posed some kind of serious problem to India, especially in the form of Punjabiyat, Kashmiriyat. The Ahom or Assamese Nagas in northeast regions and Maharashtrian in western regions of the country, and which especially gives a strong impression of regionalism and subnationalism in our country. Regionalists may have whatever the objective, they create serious problem for the government and the governance for developmental purposes. In the world, there are so many countries where regionalism led to the national disintegration. For example, powerful Soviet Union, that is USSR, has been disintegrated into several independent republics. Problems of regionalism are needed to be solved meaningfully. Now, we will discuss about approaches to study regions. There are following approaches to study regions. The first is landscape morphology. It refers to study of the forms and structures of visual geographical phenomena. In landscape morphology, Schluter emphasized on the study of distinctive regional appearance resulted from interaction between only visible geographical features. However, Hattner focused on uniqueness of a region resulted from either visible or non-visible geographical features. Hattner's approach seems to be more holistic to study all physical socio-cultural structure in region. Another approach is to study region is landscape ecology. It is also called functional approach to study region. It studies interaction and interrelation of the geographical phenomena within a region. For example, city region, which is delimited by degree of interaction of the people between the city center and the periphery area. Landscape chronology is another approach to study region. It refers to the historical studies of developmental phase of a region in a sequential manner. For example, Whittlesey in 1929 discussed about sequent occupants and pointed out that each region follows a sequential stages of development from aggregating society to the industrial society. Now, the another approach is regionalization. The entire earth or a country is divided into several regions depending upon homogeneity in some geographical and social cultural features and functions. This process is called regionalization. Regionalization could be of many types like physical, economic and cultural regionalization. Therefore, this approach helps to study a region. Another is landscape classification. Classification of landscape is another approach to study a region. For example, landscape is classified into two parts, which natural and cultural landscape. The classification itself gives lots of the information on a region or a landscape. Another is basically that is regional geography. We will discuss about the now regional geography. Regional geography evolved as a branch in many countries like Germany, France, England and USA. Evolution of regional geography and contribution of some prominent geographer to this branch is discussed as follows. Regional geography in Germany is very important to discuss. Hattner was the German geographer who pointed out that geography is chronological science of earth aiming at the study of areas and the regions. He elaborated the concept of chronology. As previously discussed, he opposed Schluter's concept of landscape morphology. In 1906, Schluter pointed out that geography studies all forms and structures resulting from the interaction between only visible phenomena, but Hattner was concerned about only uniqueness of the region, which have resulted from either by visible or non-visible phenomena. According to Hettner, the study of uniqueness of a region is basically regional geography. Schultes opposed chronological study of geography, but his geography is also a distinct form of regional geography. Therefore, there are so many scholars from the Germany wrote various books on region or regional geography. Ritter's book Erdekunde in 1929 volumes is a very good example of the regional geography. This book mainly covers the Africa and the parts of the Asia. Richthofen was the first German geographer who made difference between regional and general geography. He emphasizes the points of the regional geography must be descriptive to highlight the salient features of the region. Regional geography in France, that is very important to discuss. Regional geography was the most important branch of geography in France. Vidal de la Blas initiated the regional studies through the development of a concept called PACE, that is small area, rural area or small region. He opposed the concept of the Rhine geography and river, considering river basin as the region. Man and environment relationship is very important to shape the small area PACE, making it unique for geographical studies in France. Other geographers like L. Gillios and Martini also contributed to the regional geography. In addition, the trends of the geological studies led the growth of concept of regional synthesis. Later, this concept was accepted as an approach to do geographical analysis of a region. During this period, the regional studies was so popular that numerous books were written and published. For example, Vidal de la Blas' Table de la Géographie, de la France, that is published in 1903. Dimagian's book was Picardy, published in 1905. E. Martinet books Les Alpes, an essay on Middle Europe, published in 1930-31. Blanchard's French Alps were noted book which contains the description of geographical features like landforms, climate, vegetation, settlements, other social cultural structures and distinctiveness of each region and its unique man-environment relationship. Regional study in Britain is also very important. Evolution of regional studies and trends in Britain significantly influenced by the concept of Landschaft from Germany and PACE from France. For example, British scholar Patrick Geddes focused on field studies and regional survey for demarcating regions and regional planning. Another British geographer was Andrew J. Hurwitson, who coined Geddesian tradition, who combined the Geddesian traditions of regionalization and Darwinian heritage of deterministic approach in this study of the natural region. He pointed out that the natural regions in the world must be demarcated on the basis of association of surface features, climate and vegetation. In addition, H. Floyd offered a regional classification of the world based on the problems and difficulties and other things like difficulties faced by man in achieving basic needs on earth surface like nutrition, reproduction and well-being. Another is regional geography in USA. During early decades of 20th century, some American geographers inclined to British approach of delimitation of the region. Wesley Powell was the first geographer who divided the country into 16 physiographic regions, but in 1914 W.L.G. George used the word natural region for dividing the regions into various small regions based on homogeneity in certain physical characteristics. Besides, N.M. Feynman also published the study of physiographical divisions of United States in 1914. Further, C.R. Dreyer came up with an approach to identify natural regions based on economic functions and natural characteristics. That is why he termed the such regions as a natural economic regions. Some decades later, Richard Hartshorne popularized the concept of regional paradigm in USA. As per his view, geography is study of areal differentiation. Combined functions of geographical elements form a unique regional landscape. There is difference between different regional landscape. Such difference in regional landscape is called areal differentiation. According to Hartshorne, geography has unique methodology to study its region, which was criticized by F. K. Schaeffer. In other words, Schaeffer rejected the concept of exceptionalism and pointed out that geography is a social science in which all scientific laws should apply. By the 1950s, geographers gradually disillusions actually getting away from the regional paradigm and inclined towards systematic geography. Summary and recent trends now we will discuss. Between the mid of the 19th century and the first half of the 20th century, regional geography like quantitative geography has been an important approach to study geographical studies. This period was known as the time of the regional paradigm, but with the advent of quantitative revolution in 1950s and onwards, various scholars like G. H. T. Kimble and Fred K. Schaeffer criticized this paradigm because of its descriptiveness nature and lack of well defined theories. Nevertheless, concept of the region and the regional geography paradigm influenced many branches like geomorphology, urban geography, economic geography, etc. and etc. Moreover, since the 1980s, regional geography has been observing resurgence as a branch of geography in many universities across the world. And thank you so much for listening.